Now, so these are the parts of digestive system. I will start with the explanation of alimentary canal. Under alimentary canal, you can see mouth is the first part. So let's begin with the description of mouth. Mouth is divided into two major parts. One is called as vestibule and the second one is called as buccal cavity or oral cavity. Now what is vestibule? Vestibule means slit-like opening. So your mouth is having slit opening. This is called a slit opening, which is externally surrounded by lips and cheeks and internally surrounded by teeth and gums. So like this you can see this is a slit which is vestibule. Now speaking about buccal cavity. Buccal cavity means the interior part of the mouth. So the interior part of the mouth consists of three parts. You can see that is roof of the mouth called palate, the tongue, and the third one is teeth. Now we'll study each part in detail. Now first speaking about palate, that is roof of the mouth. The roof of the mouth is harder in its anterior part. Anterior part means the beginning part. You can feel it by touching it with your tongue. The front part. And the posterior part, that is the behind part. You can feel it again with your tongue. It is softer compared to the anterior part. Anterior means the beginning part. Posterior means the ending part. And the last part of the palate, that is hinder part, is you can see in the form of something hanging. So when you open your mouth wide, you can see something is hanging from up, and that is called as uvula. So total three parts of palate, that is roof of the mouth. Anterior, harder, posterior, soft, and hinder part, something hanging called uvula. Now we'll study tongue in detail. Now let's see the description of tongue. Tongue is connected to mouth with the help of fold, and that fold is called as lingual frenulum. Now speaking about parts of tongue, the anterior part or the starting part of the tongue is called as oral part or oral tongue, because maximum time for speaking that part of the tongue is used. And there is a posterior part of the tongue also which slightly moves, and that is called as pharyngeal tongue, because that part is connected to the pharynx of alimentary canal. So these are the two parts of tongue. Now the most important thing is what is present on tongue. Very much correct. Taste buds. Taste buds are present on tongue. Now this taste buds are present in the form of some projections, and these projections are called as papillae. In short, the projection present on tongue are called as papillae, and papillae consist of taste buds. You can see in this picture, this is the structure of tongue, and these are the projection, if you can see, bump-like structure on the tongue, and these are called as papillae. Plural is papillae and singular is papilla. Now tongue show presence of 4 types of papillae. The name of the 4 types of papillae is Foliate Papillae, Filiform Papillae, Fungal Papillae or Fungi Papillae, and the last one is Foliate Papillae. Again I am repeating. First is Foliate Papillae, second is Filiform, third is Fungiform, and the last one is Foliate. Now let's see the location of these various types of papillae. And in this diagram you can see this is tongue. First I will speak about Foliate Papillae. Foliate Papillae is present at the posterior part. So this is Foliate Papillae. Next is Filiform Papillae. Filiform papillae are present in the center of the tongue. Third is Fungiform Papillae. Fungiform papillae are present on the borders of the tongue. And the last one is Foliate Papillae. Foliate means leaf-like papillae, which is absent in human being. And suppose if it is present in other mammal, how it looks, let's see. So here it would be present and it looks like a leaf structure. Now speaking about Foliate Papillae. Foliate Papillae is a larger papillae and 8 to 12 Foliate Papillae are present on our tongue. Each Foliate Papillae consists of more than 100 taste buds. Now speaking about Filiform Papillae. In case of Filiform Papillae are much more in number compared to other papillae, but they doesn't have taste bud. Noted student, Filiform Papillae doesn't have taste bud. It is concerned with the tactile reception. Tactile means touch. So whenever food is kept on tongue, whether it's cold or whether it's warm, it is realized by Filiform Papillae. Now speaking about Fungiform Papillae. Fungiform Papillae is larger than Filiform Papillae but smaller than Foliate Papillae. And the last one is Foliate Papillae. We don't have in our case, so we'll not discuss this thing. Fine. Now speaking about the taste buds. Our tongue can taste only 4 varieties, that is sweet, salty, sour and bitter. The tip of the tongue can taste sweet. The sides of the tongue can taste salty food. The behind part of the tongue or the part next to the salty taste can taste sour. That is where I have drawn this foliate part. That part of the tongue can taste sour chemical, and the last part of the tongue can taste bitter food. So remember this thing, 4 tastes can be sensed by our tongue: sweet, salty, sour, bitter. Tip of the tongue sweet, sides of the tongue salty, beside or behind side of the tongue there will be sour taste, and the posterior part of the tongue, that is pharyngeal tongue, can taste bitter. We completed with the tongue part. Thank you very much, student. We'll continue teeth in the next video.